Chapter 23 of The Ghosts of Tupelo Landing. This chapter is called Freedom, with an exclamation point. "It's Liz!" Dale shouted the next morning, slamming a bowl of grits au red eye on the cafe counter and bolting for the door. "She's free!" I looked up from the toaster and my half loaf of Wonder Bread. Harm strolled across the parking lot, Queen Elizabeth trotting by his side. I slapped 2 slices of cold bread on a saucer and slid it to Tinks. "Today's special, toast tartare. Enjoy." Something fixed tartare means it's not cooked. I ran across the parking lot as Dale dropped to his knees to hug Queen Elizabeth. He looked up at Harm. "Thanks, I owe you." "And the late chicken?" he asked, his voice tiptoeing up to the words. Harm shrugged. "A weasel got that hen. Red knows that. For some reason he came home in a bad mood last night." "A bad mood? Good," I thought. "I'd like to take a look at Mr. Red's blueprints again. Can you set it up?" He shook his head. "He locked them in his dresser drawer last night. Maybe he got antsy with you all coming over." He scanned the packed parking lot. "Speaking of Red, any updates?" Across the lot, a car door opened and an azalea woman popped out. "Yes, but we're not prepared to discuss the details," I whispered as she sashayed toward us. "A jar full of money," Dale added, "and 2 ghost cars." "Money and ghost cars?" Harm said, looking like Liz when she smells a squirrel. Dale stood and dusted his knees. "We'll fill you in later. Breakfast is on me to thank you for taking care of Liz. The special today is Miss Lana's Georgia toast and bacon." "We reserved a table overlooking the jukebox," I added. "We recommend reservations on Saturday mornings. The place fills up fast." He shoved his hands into his pockets and grinned. "Best offer I've had all day." Harm had just settled in when Thess bellied up to the counter, his smile crinkling his freckled nose. "Better take your plants in, Miss Lana. I'm predicting frost." "Frost?" an azalea lady chirped. "Already?" "A light one," Thess said. "Don't worry, we'll be back in the 70s by day after tomorrow. You know what they say, if you don't like the weather in North Carolina, just wait a few minutes." He studied the specials board. "Georgia toast, please, and okra." I tried not to retch. "Coming up," I said, scribbling on my order pad. "I'll have the same," his father called out from the other side of the room. Nobody works a room like Reverend Thompson. He'd already shaken half a dozen hands and cornered the Exums by the jukebox. "What did the Exums do this time?" Dale asked, pouring Thess of water. Thess lowered his voice. "Spray painted a bad word on the church pump house." He glanced at me. "One I can't repeat in front of girls." I studied the Exums. Jimmy's shoulders quivered. Jake hung his head. "What makes your daddy think they did it?" "They signed it," Thess said. Dale snickered and headed to Harm's table as I turned toward the kitchen. "Wait, Mo," Thess said. "I got to interview Mrs. Little, and I'm hoping you desperados might go with me, like bodyguards." "Mayor Little's mother?" I looked down the counter. Mayor Little had spun backward on his stool. He leaned against the counter, his elbows back. "Mother simply dotes on the thorny plant family," he was telling the azalea women. "She calls them nature's barbed wire." He laughed. "Mother's such a hoot." "Sorry, Thess, but I ain't inspired for it. An excellent interview requires virtuoso-level questioning. Plus, Dale and me got a couple other cases underway. Don't worry, your daddy can pray you out of there." He cast a worried look at his father, who shook a finger in Jake Exum's face. "You're supposed to have a buddy in a dangerous situation," Thess said. "That's when swimming over your head." "I am in over my head," he said, his green eyes pleading. "Daddy set my interview up for this afternoon. All I got's 3 questions and a throw-up feeling." I grabbed a biscuit carnivore for table 6. "Sorry," I said, "but we already got all the pro bono work we can handle." Skeeter looked up from her law book. One stool over. "That means for free." Thess frowned. "Who said anything about for free? I got $17 saved up. Cash. Bodyguard me this afternoon and it's yours." $17? Why didn't he say so? You're on. I'll even throw in a photo. And that's the end of chapter 23.